Hello guys, it's another week yet, and well, this week's gonna be a bit what you call slow in news. I always try to find news that have a wide appeal, maybe mainstream, if that can be applied to metal. But I did catch some headlines that are maybe important, or maybe that I want to talk about them in deep. And the first one would be not only the list of and the one that's being causing the most opinions on the internet. It's not only the list of who were the 7 drummers picked out to audition for the position of the drummer for Dream Theater after Mike Portnoy left, and apparently that it took a little more than a month after they after Mike went out of Dream Theater, and they had 7 drummers from different walks of life and different styles. I have the list right here. You can see it, but it's they started it apparently has some kind of I think it's by age or something like that. No, it's not by age. Well, it doesn't have any particular order, but they had Achilles Priester from Angra and Poliano, Peter Wildower from Darkane, which is progressive something band who's played with Darkane, and who recently played with James Labrie on his solo album. Very good album, by the way. Marco Miniman, who has played with the Creator, Necrophagist, Ethel Duath, and Joseph Triani. Also very good, apparently very good. Virgil Donati, who plays with Planet X and a band called Seven the Hard Way. We have Derek Rody, who plays with Hate Eternal, Nile, Today and Today's a Day, also very good. And Mike Mangini, Steve Bay, Extreme, Annihilator, and Thomas Lang, who has played with John Wheaton, Robert Fleet, and Glenn Hughes. There's a whole set of videos. There's 3 videos over on the internet, about 20 minutes long each, where you can see how the auditions went. I think most of them were very good. I mean, I'm not a drummer or anywhere near a drummer, but I think everyone did a lot of a very good job. And but you have to feel bad for some people, like Achilles Priester is one I particularly felt bad about, because they've been talking about how they talk about how he took a lot of time off, and you can see how nervous he is, and he stumbles, and he's always willing to go back. And if you ask me, not knowing a lot about of all the other guys, but particularly the fact that Achilles was the one who, he said he writes songs in his band, and he writes lyrics and melodies and everything. I think that would have been a pretty good fit for Dream Theater, considering that that's something of the part that Mike Portnoy did before. But well, that didn't take. In the end, it came down to 3 guys: Peter Wildower, Mike Mangini, and Marco Miniman. And there was a lot of rumors going on that Marco Miniman was the one that won. The winner actually was Mike Mangini, and there's also a spot on the video where you can see him, get the call, or being told that he got the job. And it's kind of heartbreaking to see him, all these emotions going through him at the time when he realizes that he's the one. It shows that he was really, really interested, and he was more expected. They also have a part of Peter Wildower getting the call and say, no, he didn't get it, and it's like, okay, well, he has Darkane, and probably is going to be touring with James Labrie along, and I don't see why they wouldn't take him back if something comes up, Marco Miniman, I thought he was really, really good. I mean, wow, that guy can play. I thought that was the kind of the personality that I might need, that I might like. But apparently the guys are looking for something different, which is, it's their choice. And apparently they already been writing, and there's a lot of rumors going on that Mike Mangini is doing a lot of good stuff. I think yesterday they came out a post saying that At first, when he tried to do some demo for them, he was like kind of holding himself back, and now he's like, he said, you know what, I can do anything, and he's going for the whole thing. At the same time, you have Mike Portnoy saying that, well, he's very happy, and then he's having a lot of free time, and he called it sowing musical oats. You know, he's trying to see where he is. We have an expression in Mexico called says basically chicle pega, which basically means like hopefully something good will turn out, and I think that's what Mike Portnoy is trying to do. Another interesting headline that I thought that I saw was apparently there's this guy in the United States, in Australia, sorry, in Brisbane. Apparently, an Australian guy was killed to death by his roommate while they were fighting over drunkenly, especially over one of them playing Limp Bizkit on the other guy's stereo, and the stereo owner said he didn't want that played on his stereo, and they fought while they were drunk. And well, this guy Emmanuel McPherson killed his roommate James Albert Madden, and killed him. He's pleading not guilty, and well, it's kind of sad. No, Madden is the one who's being played. Is on trial. He's 24, and the other guy was 48. I don't know what they're doing together, but whatever. And what the point I'm trying to make is or the thing I want to talk about is mainly is, why would you fight so desperately over something like Limp Bizkit? I mean, I'm not particularly a fan of Limp Bizkit. I am not a fan of a lot of American bands, which some of my friends can attest, and they're gonna say that I'm always close-minded because I like more my metal, a bit more European. But I think bashing bands, it's kind of, I think it goes against the so-called what we would call the ethic code of or the moral code of metal. I think a lot of people get into metal because they're not precisely part of the mainstream society, and I think most of us have gone through that through a period or been rejected. And I never understand why some people like had to go. Maybe you go to a festival or concert and a band you don't like, it's opening up, and I see a lot of people just screaming at the bands or throwing stuff. I had the unpleasant situation of being at Iron Maiden concert in Monterrey, Mexico, about 2 years ago, and well, the bill was good. I think it had Morbid Angel in it, and there was something else, and I can't remember what was it. But there were a lot of bands who were interesting there, but somehow the festival maker thought it was a good idea not only to have Atreyu, American band, deathcore or whatever, band Atreyu play in the band and put them right before Iron Maiden, and it was a lot of you can imagine how it went, right? I mean, Mexico is not very open to a lot of new styles of metal, and well, Atreyu did. It wasn't, it didn't do any good. And I think somebody threw a bottle at the bass player, and I think they cracked open his they opened he bled some, and I thought that was I'm not also a fan of Atreyu. I like one song by them, but I think that's not the case. It's not the proper behavior for a band, for a concert. If you don't like a band, you can just walk out. I understand that sometimes you have to go through the whole set of another band and hold on to it because you want to be in the first rooms, but I think that's kind of terrible. And this case, particularly with Limp Bizkit, which is a band which has it has some talent. I'm not gonna say it's hugely talented, but it has some talent. It had some good players, and why would you, I don't know. I think it's crazy. Another interesting comment that came out was they interviewed Joy Jordison at the Golden Gods Awards in Los Angeles for Revolver magazine, an American magazine, which is a sister magazine for Metal Hammer in the UK and Europe, as far as I understand it. I understand that how it's gonna be. You know, they talked about the new festival show they're gonna be doing without Paul Gray and with this new guy Donnie Steele, who's replacing Paul Gray on bass for a while, and they asked him how is it going to be playing out now that Corey Taylor is like being kind of hesitant about the future of Slipknot. And well, this is the important part, right? He said that, well, Slipknot will carry on with or without, you know, Corey Taylor, which I think is it's a bold statement to make. Not only because well, Corey Taylor is a very important part of their sound, but also because, you know, I don't think you want to get into a position where a lot of bands are, you know, where you can lose that that part of your band that seems to be working very fine. You know, I think I would agree with Corey. They should take it a step at a time, but you know, it's a bold statement by Joey Jordison. Jordison is not the kind of person to pull punches, just like Sean is when they're making comments or to the press. But you know, well, I mean, it might be just publicity, but I think it's a very bold statement to make. And next is they made an interview over Rock, an English magazine. Interviewed Michael Paget from Bullet for My Valentine, and they asked him that now that Judas Priest is going out on their final tour, and Iron Maiden might be going out after the Final Frontier album tour, that maybe that Bullet for My Valentine would be the only band who can fill the shoes or be, you know, who's geared up to be the next biggest band of the UK. And I was like, whoa. Also not a fan of Bullet for My Valentine. They have some good songs, but them to be the next biggest band from the UK, well, don't get me wrong, guys, but I think there are a lot of bands who have more a bigger, you know, bigger trajectory and maybe a bigger fan base. And the fact that I don't see why they would need to replace the Shoes. I think they should make their own career. I mean, Paget's like, oh well, we would like to be the #1 band in the UK, and we would like to be the best band in the world, but that's a far way. We have to work. Very humble of his part, but I don't know. I would like to hear some opinions. Do you really guys think that if there's anybody out there from the UK watching it, do you think Bullet for My Valentine is the next big band from the UK? Is there anyone else? I mean, I could think of a few, and I'm gonna be probably slagged for my preferences, but I mean, Esoterica, it's a great band. They're English. Anathema, out of the top of my head. Cradle of Filth has a big fan base, and I can remember a lot of English bands, but My Dying Bride. You know, a lot of these bands that have a longer trajectory and history, and maybe they could be, you know, the biggest UK band. But I think it's like trying to say who's gonna be the next Metallica, right? And I mean, should there be? Can there be? Must there be an ex Judas Priest, an ex Iron Maiden? No, I think that, I personally think that those are the guys who paved the way, and they have this legendary status that because of that. But maybe there's gonna be somebody else doing everything. We're not talking about who's gonna be the next Dio, who's gonna be the next Black Sabbath, or the next Ozzy. Why should we care about who's gonna be replacing Judas Priest?